Hello and welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano, and on today's program we chat with Rob Corley and Serenity Bello from Neighbor Works Housing Solutions here in Quincy about some of their many programs, plus a big fundraiser they have coming up next month. First, though, we take a look at the weather and the news for you. Currently in Quincy, we have partly sunny skies, 57 degrees right now. Pretty nice day today, mix of sun and clouds with a high right around 60 this afternoon. That wind will start to die down. It'll be a chilly night tonight. Could be some frost in some of the outlying areas. Probably not here at the coast, but lows tonight will drop into the lower 40s. That sets us up for a big warming trend. Just a beautiful week coming up. A little warmer tomorrow with highs in the low 60s. Then we're into the low 70s by Wednesday and mid, maybe even upper 70s on Thursday. And it looks like the dry, warm weather will continue at least the first half of next weekend. So there's something to look forward to. Right now, though, partly sunny, 57 degrees in Quincy. Checking news for you today. Site preparation is already underway for that new Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center complex that was announced for Quincy Center last week. Crews are already in the process of leveling the land at that site of the former Ross parking garage to make way for the new 5-story, 110,000 square foot complex. Beth Israel has signed a lease with Fox Rock Properties of Quincy to occupy the new medical center, which will include primary and urgent care, cardiology, OBGYN, cancer care, orthopedics, a full suite of radiology services, lab services, even a retail pharmacy. Beth Israel is expected to merge their current urgent care clinic on the nearby Hannon Parkway into that new center. Construction is expected to begin in 2025 and be completed 2 years later. A parking garage is also part of that project. Well, the Massachusetts House recently overwhelmingly approved some changes to the state's gun laws. State Representative Taki Chan of Quincy, who voted in favor of those changes, says the updates will help limit the use of so-called ghost guns and also give homeowners more control over who brings weapons onto their property.
The big key takeaways this one is regarding ghost guns. Making guns at home, especially with 3D printers and no serial numbers and no traceability. We don't want that. We continue to allow government buildings and sensitive areas to not allow firearms in, except for on-duty and now off-duty police officers. And private homeowners now have the ability to say no to guns on their private property. We've always felt they most likely did, but we're just reinforcing the fact that, as a private homeowner, you should be able to choose who is allowed to bring what to your home. So if you don't like the idea of your friend bringing their blowtorch, you should have the same right to say you shouldn't bring your rifle.
State Senate has yet to approve their own version of gun reform legislation. House Speaker, State Representative Ron Mariano of Quincy says he will run for re-election next year. Mariano says he intends to seek re-election both to his seat in the House of Representatives in 2024 and as Speaker of the House in 2025. Mariano was first voted into office in a special election in 1991. He's a former Quincy school teacher, former Quincy School Committee member representing the 3rd Norfolk District, consisting of parts of Quincy, Weymouth, and Holbrook. Mariano says there are a lot of things he still wants to get done, including health care reform and the ongoing reconfiguration of hospitals. Mariano will turn 77 years old on Halloween. An MBTA worker was injured after coming into contact with the third rail at the North Quincy T station early on Friday morning. MBTA officials say the man was injured when he dropped a wrench, causing his leg to come into contact with the electrified third rail. The unidentified worker was conscious and alert when he was taken to Boston Medical Center for treatment of a minor burn injury. The incident comes as the Federal Transit Administration chastised the T just last week for not having proper procedures in place to notify management about safety concerns. The T and now the Department of Public Utilities are investigating this latest incident. Four Quincy elementary schools recently celebrated Unity Day. The school system says that Unity Day is a day dedicated to promoting kindness, inclusion, and bullying prevention. The initiative is promoted by PACER's National Bullying Prevention Center. Students at the Atlantic, Montclair, Squantum, and Wollaston schools all participated in this year's event. Students and staff all wore the color orange to demonstrate their commitment to treating others with respect, kindness, and empathy. It's our check of news for you today. Coming up, we sit down with Rob Corley and Serenity Bello from NeighborWorks Housing Solutions here in Quincy as they gear up for a busy fall. That's next.
In honor of National Lead Poisoning Prevention Week approaching, the Office of Healthy Homes is pleased to announce a number of events throughout the city to promote the importance of lead paint safety and to educate how dangerous it is for children. National Lead Poisoning Prevention Week is happening the last week of October, October 23rd through the 27th. During this spooky week, be sure to catch us at North Quincy, Adams Shore, in the main branch of the Thomas Crane Library, as well as keep an eye out for the start of our new Healthy Home podcast, Home Sweet Healthy Homes. This week will be filled with scary facts, spooky information, and life-saving resources. You don't want to miss out. On Monday, our team will be at the North Quincy Library during their ABC Story Time. We'll have a table there to answer any questions you may have about our lead abatement program. On Tuesday, we will be heading over to the Adams Shore Library for their toddler story time. Thursday, you can find us at the main branch of the Thomas Crane Library in the morning, and you'll definitely want to make sure to attend the spooktacular puppet show with Lee Baltzer later that evening. This event will show you how to keep your homes spook-free this Halloween season. While at this event, kids will be able to create their own sock puppets and join in on the fun. Make sure to check out our calendar on our website, officeofhealthyhomes.org, for the exact location and times of the events. Can't wait to see you there.
Welcome back. NeighborWorks Housing Solutions here in Quincy, gearing up for a very busy fall and winter season. So we thought great time to bring in CEO Rob Corley and also Serenity Bello for the first time on this program to tell us all about the organization, what it does, and how it might be able to help you and how you may be able to help them. So, Rob, good to see you again.
Good morning, Joe.
Great to have you.
Yeah, great to see you.
Serenity, first time on currently in Quincy.
I know, I'm really excited.
Hopefully not the last time.
Hopefully not the last time. Hopefully not the last
Thanks
time.
for coming over. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
You're very welcome. Rob, NeighborWorks Housing Solutions, what, 70 plus years now?
Oh, yeah,
Here
no,
in the South Shore.
over 40 anyways, yeah. So we've
Yeah.
been around quite a long time here in the city. We started here in the city in 1981 in West Quincy. We've expanded quite a bit since then. We're all over southern Massachusetts now, but we still stick to our Quincy roots.
Right.
We have an office right up here across from Frozen Freddy's on Washington Street.
It's a great landmark.
Yeah, it's a great office. As a local nonprofit here
Yes.
in the city, we provide a variety of housing services to the residents here in Quincy. Everything from first-time homebuyer education, foreclosure counseling, affordable housing development. We have a lot of programs for seniors. And a board of directors here with local residents from the city of Quincy. And this time of year, we have a gala coming up,
Yes.
one of our bigger fundraising events. And always appreciate the opportunity to come on, Joe, and talk about the organization and what we do, and how people can, take advantage of what we have to offer here in the city.
Yeah, we're happy to feature it. More important now than ever, given what's going on with housing in
Yeah.
Massachusetts. Not just in Quincy, right, but in Massachusetts.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you saw the recent bond bill announcement by the governor there last week,
Yes.
and billions of dollars here over the next 5 years are needed. Affordable housing just used to be when we were first doing this work, Joe, I have to explain to people what affordable housing was or what it.
What do we do that
is.
for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I think everybody realizes
Yeah.
that we have a real crisis here in the state of Massachusetts and in Quincy, where affordability is really hard. it's difficult to buy a home. Interest rates aren't helping either, but it's also very difficult to find an apartment. And the market and the cost of construction tends to develop higher end apartments because they're very expensive to build. And then there's really no other regular affordability, so we focus on our real estate deals on trying to create affordable housing, in particular more recently for seniors and for extremely low income folks that are really struggling out there right now with no inventory or no apartments.
Yeah, what's the actual kind of model, I guess, that NeighborWorks follows, Rob, when it comes to development?
Yeah, so it tends to, sometimes the site will dictate,
Yes.
size and shape and what we can and can't do, or funding source. So in the bond bill, there are funding sources that are available, the state makes available. In the city here, we partner with the Affordable Housing Trust, or the CPA committee for local funds for some of our local projects. More recently, we just completed an 18-unit on Lower Winter Street across from the old shipyard.
Yep.
That was a redevelopment of some older properties there for extremely low-income individuals with some case management space and some life skills space. Very proud of that. That was new construction. We opened that up, when was that? I think it was back in June.
That sounds
we
right.
opened it up,
Yeah, it was a rainy day, I remember.
Yeah, it was freezing.
It was
I remember
cold,
that day.
yeah.
It was very, very cold.
Yes.
But now that's one of our latest. But we have all kinds of properties and projects around the city.
Yeah.
And oftentimes people, when they have a crisis or a housing problem or situation, they find us or they hear about us. So we want to make sure seniors out there in particular know that we're available here to them for any kind of a housing crisis they may be having.
That's a great point. It's not only developing new housing, but it's also helping people stay in the homes that they're in, right?
Yes, yeah, we're very lucky here in the city of Quincy to have a wonderful program that the mayor has put out. We've been administering it for years. It's a grant program for existing homeowners, an emergency grant program. So if the heat goes out, we're all firing up our heat systems. I think even this morning,
Oh, for sure.
heat was on. But if their heat system goes out, or they have a leak, or their hot water is off, or they can contact us, and we can provide them with emergency assistance and funding, get a contractor or someone out there to help them and get them back online. Because we have so many seniors in the city that are living in homes on fixed incomes.
Yes.
And the cost to maintain a home these days is very difficult. To get reliable contractors or anybody to show up,
Yeah.
very difficult. And that's a great service that we have here through the city and the mayor's office. So we're happy to offer that.
Yeah, plus it's an old city. There's a lot of old housing
Yes.
stock,
Yes.
that is not very energy efficient, maybe not very easy to maintain, and the costs are just going higher and higher.
Yeah. It's we all know if you have a home, it's a challenge to keep ahead of it, and if things just start snowballing, getting behind, it can get overwhelming.
Right.
And so we want seniors to be able to. Everyone to age gracefully and stay in their homes, and for those that are interested in moving out or moving on, we're trying to create new apartments,
Yes.
with accessibility and everything for them.
I'm glad you brought up accessibility. That's a key point, right?
Yes.
For not only for folks with physical disabilities, but also some mentally challenged folks too. You can help.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. So we have a program called the Home Modification Rehab
Yeah.
Program that we administer in the region, and that also helps senior homeowners that are looking to do some handicap accessibility work,
Yes.
or some, from ramps to bathrooms, those kind of things. And also for families that may have children with sensory issues, developmental issues, we can do some renovations. The environment in the house is very important when it comes to those kind of things. So we have loan products and, nice 0% deferred products
Right.
that if they have the equity in the home, they can tap to take advantage of that.
Yes.
And again, providing the rehab oversight, the contractor oversight.
Yep.
And we do that also in partnership with the city of Quincy has a similar rehab program, so we try to work together. And I saw the thing on here about lead paint.
Yes.
Just have to mention that. We do get the lead out
It's
here,
important.
and the city has some great funds for lead paint removal too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All of the things that you're talking about, Rob, take money.
That's correct, Joe. They do.
And
they do.
NeighborWorks Housing Solutions is a registered nonprofit 501c3 corporation.
Yes.
So donations are tax deductible.
Yes.
Mike, when you attend the annual gala celebration that's coming up, Serenity,
Yes.
on November 2nd at
Yes.
Granite Links.
Yes, November 2nd at the Granite Links
Yes.
in Quincy. We're
What's going
really
on?
excited about that. So we are expecting more than 250 people to
Awesome.
come. And really it's a celebration, but it's also an opportunity for us to raise resources that are needed for our programs like the ones Rob just mentioned.
Yes.
Because as we all discussed, we serve individuals, and individuals have very individual needs, and they take it requires private, flexible resources to meet our individuals at that level. And so the gala really does that, but we do it in a really fun way.
Yes.
And I like to say we put the fun back in fundraising, but I know that line has been used many times.
Oh, you
but
can use
I'm
it.
just going to do it again. But no, we really have. We've really revamped the fundraiser over the past 4 years. We took a break in 2020, obviously.
Sure.
But we came back, and we came back better than ever.
Yes,
And
indeed.
we have really tried to emphasize not only just fun, but really focus on our mission. And everything about the gala is related, all goes back to our mission. But it's cocktail hour with lots of games and fun. We even have cornhole, which is always a fun
Inside?
addition. Inside
Okay.
cornhole. But also, too, we have an incredible dinner. I mean, the Granite Links always puts on a wonderful, wonderful dinner.
Nice.
And we have a very compelling program, but we have a lot of fun raffles and a lot of ways for people to give back, donate, and really celebrate the work that we're all doing collectively as a community.
Yeah. Talk about some of the items for raffle, for auction. What's going to be featured?
Okay, Joe, I knew you were trouble when you walked in. We actually have tickets we have a donor who gave us tickets to the Patriots Kansas City game.
Oh.
So those are going to be raffled off
I
the
don't
night
know.
of the
That
gala.
value's going down and down.
Well, not really, not when Taylor Swift shows up.
That's true.
So yes,
Attract the
so
Swifties.
Yep. So
Yes.
so if you're feeling 22,
Yeah.
or whatever age,
Okay.
you should come by definitely, because we've got those tickets.
Okay.
But we also have lots of. We have staycation option packages. The Marriott here in Quincy donated a night or two.
Super.
So we have lots of really fun. We have a weekend away at the Cape. We
Nice.
have trips to Salem, the North Shore, New Hampshire.
Okay.
So lots of really fun items to bid on and to win.
Now,
So-
do you need more items?
Yes.
Yes.
We're always looking. I mean, you can never have too many
It's true.
silent auction
Yeah.
items, because the more items we can get, the better we can make the packages. They're already really great, but we can always improve. We can always add to that. So
Okay.
restaurants or any sort of gift cards to spas,
Sure.
or restaurants, or any sort of activities like the USS Salem. We just received a donation from the USS Salem
That's
for
a
a
fun
tour
one.
there.
Okay.
Golf outings, all kinds. So we're happy to take all of those, but we're also still looking for sponsors. If
Okay.
people want to get involved with a really great organization like ours, really have an impact in our community, they're welcome to go to our website and sponsor and come. We'd love to have them come.
Okay, so tickets still available.
Tickets are still available.
Yes.
Is there a-
Sponsorships are still available.
Okay, is there a deadline?
November 1st.
Oh,
So
basically right
we'd
up till
really,
the-
we'd really like you to make your decision by November 1st if you can do that.
Okay.
So.
Do you have a goal in mind for the event?
Yeah. So we do have a fundraising goal,
Okay.
and we're very close. And so, just a few. Are you asking me what the goal is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Captain Obvious. I didn't pick up on that. I'm sorry.
How much do you hope to raise at the event,
Yeah,
Ms. Serenity?
sure. So our goal is 230,000.
Okay.
So we're very close,
Okay.
and it would really help go a long way.
And it'd be okay if you went over that.
Oh, without a doubt.
That would be
Without a
okay.
doubt.
Yeah,
I think
that'd
that would
be
be.
okay, Joe.
I think
Yeah.
that would
Rob's
be
nodding
really.
his head, yes, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
one of the great things we have at the gala, and Serenity is right on, it is a celebration. It's truly a good time. It's not too long. It's
Right.
not full of all kinds of boring speeches or those kind of things. We actually have a really
Boring.
good time, and I think you had put up the graphic there.
Yes.
I think I'm actually wearing the same tie that I was wearing that night in that graphic.
It's a lucky tie.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. Thanks, Joe. But the other thing for donors is that
Yep.
we have the community investment tax
I'm
credit.
glad you brought that up, yeah.
Yeah, and that is a unique thing that we have at NeighborWorks, where if a donor donates over $1,000
Yep.
to our organization, we can give them a $500 tax credit, and that works like a real tax credit. So if you pay taxes at the end of the year, you pay $500 less. If you get a refund at the end of the year, you'll get an additional $500
Yeah.
refund. And that also goes for organizations that might be foundations and so on. They will actually get a check from DOR for $500, for example, and we can give up more than 1,000 or more than 500. And we recently got an award. Serenity, maybe you want to talk about that for our CITC total award that we got
Yeah.
this year, our allocation.
Yep. So we've been allocated, we've been given a larger pool of these credits, so probably one of the largest. So we now can accommodate bigger gifts. It's been we're really excited about this program. We've had this program for a number of years, but this was the largest allocation that we've received since we've actually entered the program.
$225,000.
Yes, $225,000. Yes, in credits.
Yeah. And so it brings in the private sector, right? So this is, again, this affordable housing crisis and the things that we're talking about. This is, it's a community problem. It's a problem in the Commonwealth, and it can't just be solved by us or the public sector, or so it gives the private sector an opportunity to contribute and be part of our organization and the things that we do with these donations. So
and benefit from that, right?
Exactly.
The tax
Yeah.
credit,
Yeah. So it's been very successful. It was launched a few, I think it was about 8-9 years
sounds
ago.
right, Rob, yeah.
And it was actually brought back into the bond bill this year, CITC, because it was going to sunset after the next year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So they've added into the bond bill. The governor put it in the bond bill again because it's been so successful in leveraging private money into the affordable housing space.
So the nice thing about it too is it's open to individuals. It's not
That's
only
right.
A lot of folks hear about these programs. It's I don't have that much money. I'm not a corporation,
That's
or,
right,
or a
yeah.
bank. But individuals donating $1,000 will benefit from that.
Yeah,
and it's cumulative.
Yeah.
So
it
you
is.
don't have to do 1,000 in one shot. You can
Okay.
do 10 donations of $100.
Oh, all right. Okay.
So
Yes.
it doesn't. Yeah. So it makes it even easier
Yes.
for individuals to take advantage of this program because
Yeah.
they can make smaller payments over the course of the year, or
It's
smaller donations over the course of the year.
Estate tax, just estate
A
tax.
state
Just
tax,
estate.
not a federal. But the nice thing too is your total donation is still tax deductible at the federal level.
Okay.
And then you get the additional, if you itemize,
Yes.
if you itemize your taxes, of course.
Okay.
Yes.
But then at the state level, whether you itemize or not, you still get the tax credit.
Yeah.
So it makes it's a really nice extra benefit to supporting a really great organization.
Yeah. And do those donations go to any specific program at NeighborWorks, or is it just general operating costs?
It depends. Sometimes we have
okay.
donors that actually want to
You can
see it go to
designate-
a specific thing that we do. We do a lot for seniors, veterans, so on and so forth. So it depends on really what the donor is interested in supporting.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice. You can tailor your donation.
That's
and
correct.
Yeah,
have an
yes.
impact,
absolutely.
maybe
Yes.
on your neighbor. I mean, quite literally.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I love the slogan, I guess, if you will, opening doors, changing lives.
Yes.
And is that kind of Rob, the mission that NeighborWorks kind of adheres to on a daily basis?
Yeah, Joe. I think there's a lot of people struggling out there.
Yeah.
So we're an agency to help folks that are in crisis, but we're also an agency that's helping people advance their goals with housing. So if they want to buy a home, if they want to save to buy a home, if they want to repair their credit. We have some wonderful counselors that we have HUD certified counselors throughout the agency that provide all those types of services. So anybody that may be struggling or having a hard time, if we can't help them, we can maybe connect them to someone that can.
Yep.
And for those that are looking to buy a home or increase their savings or repair their credit, financial coaching, we offer those services as well,
Okay.
which are critically important if you're going to be able to buy a home here, in the next 5-10 years or whenever it may be, depending. It's never too early to start learning about finances and credit and buying a home, and it's never too late either. So opening those doors for folks so they can change their lives, whether they're in a tough spot or they're looking to advance, that's what we're about. That's what our mission is.
Yeah.
And we've been doing it for quite a long time, and we've had great support here in the city for many, many years.
It really does change lives when you're able to give somebody a place to call home. Either a house or even just be able to afford to pay the rent that they have right now. It gives them roots, right? A foundation. It gives them a home base, and everything
Exactly.
else can grow from there. But if you don't have that, we've seen the consequences of that as well, and they are not fun. You have classes right at the new Winter Street?
Yeah, we have
location?
them actually at our community center. It's at Winter Gardens is what
Winter
we call
Gardens.
it. So it's on Winter Street, though, in Quincy here.
Yeah.
We have them just about every other month,
Okay.
if not every month, depending, if it's spring, we add a few more. We do those hybrid, too, so we offer all of our services virtually. And we did that before the pandemic, but
Oh,
now
did you?
that's become
Oh.
very normal for everyone.
Yes,
But we
unfortunately.
still very much like to do face-to-face classes. We
Yeah.
still think some folks learn best that way. So they're typically on Saturday mornings here in Quincy, and if you look on our website, you can find out more about the schedule of classes for first-time home buyers.
Okay, and it's a very affordable cost. It's the best investment you'll ever make.
Yeah, $45 is what we charge for our, and that is, I believe, the lowest in the greater Boston area.
Yeah.
So as I joke, we need to charge something to hold the seat because they do sell out.
Yeah.
If it's maybe only $10 or $20, they might take advantage of a beautiful Saturday and go apple picking or something like that.
Right,
So we want to
right.
make sure they show up. So $45 is the cost.
It's a small investment for what will probably be the biggest purchase that somebody ever makes in their lives.
That's right.
So it's
That's right.
well worth it to educate yourselves.
Yes,
yeah. After the gala, Serenity, what comes next?
Oh, wow. So, so the gala's in November, but
Yep.
then we have a full slate of fundraising opportunities taking us through the end of the calendar year.
Okay.
We also have another ribbon cutting coming up later in November. We have an open house coming up also in November. We have Giving Tuesday also in November, and then we've got December and all of that as well.
Sure.
So lots and lots. We don't stop after the gala.
Obviously,
We
right,
keep going,
yeah.
and we keep working to help continue to raise resources for NeighborWorks.
Yeah. Anything else we should touch on this morning before we let you go?
Well, I
Hit
think
it
that's
all?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
think
it. We're
you've done
very
a great
excited.
job.
We're very excited for the gala.
Absolutely.
And thanks for the time, Joe.
Oh, it's a
Yeah,
pleasure.
thank
We hope to
you.
get the word out for you. And don't forget, tickets still available till the day before. Or
Right.
maybe even the day of.
Yes, yes.
But at least the day before.
We won't turn you
Definitely.
away.
I was
We
just
will
going to say.
not turn you
yeah.
away.
Yeah.
No,
All right.
not
Thanks
at all.
again. Really good to talk to you both.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Great
very
to see you,
welcome.
Joe. Thank you.
You're welcome. Just enough time to check the forecast for you for the rest of the day today. It's a nice day, partly sunny out there in the low 60s this afternoon. And then we're off to the races. It's back to springtime weather for the rest of the week. It'll stay dry and it'll warm up each day until we get to the mid 70s by Thursday, maybe even warmer than that on Friday and Saturday. Thanks again going out to Rob Corley and Serenity Bello for joining us. Thanks to our crew. Thank you for watching. Friday, by the way, here on the show, the National Fire Protection Association will be stopping by with some fire prevention information. Meantime, check our website anytime, qatv.org. All of our latest programs are there. There's news and information, video on demand, live streaming, lots of information about the upcoming Quincy City election for you, and a lot more. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great week.